lyrics of the lost.
Oh my lord, it's Christmas time again. So good of you to join us back here for episode 27. Merry Christmas, Dave.
Merry Christmas, Peter. Although, a bit early for me.
Bit early.
Yeah.
Fair enough. And you know, it wouldn't be a Christmas special without some terrible Christmas pop music puns in the style and quality of the ones you get in cheap home brand Christmas crackers or bonbons. So we'll try to get through these as quickly as possible to minimize any harm.
But before we do that, I would like to wish you a Mariah Carey-smas.
Ah, that's very nice indeed.
Thank you.
Okay, here we go. What did Rudolph name his thrash metal band?
Name his thrash metal band.
Slayer.
Good one.
There you go. Your turn.
Excellent. My turn. Which jazzy Smooth FM artist hangs from your Christmas tree?
Ooh, I would say Kenny Gee Whiz, that's a nice ornament.
Good try, but Michael Bublé.
Ah,
Yeah.
of course, very good. That's most amusing.
Thanks.
What was the unreleased Christmas song by Prince?
No. When turkeys cry?
Purple Rain, dear.
Oh, good one.
When turkeys cry, that's good.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, off you go.
All right. Which Irish band makes your turkey taste sweet?
The Cranberries.
Yes, well done.
What did Mrs. Claus say to Santa on Christmas Eve? Wake me up before you ho-ho.
Oh,
Ha-ha.
not wake me up before you ho.
Ooh. You're calling Mrs. Claus a hoe, I hope.
Sorry, that was a bit street.
Sheesh.
Santa's suit is too tight to mention. What colour is it?
Oh, I know there's a song that's called Money's Too Tight to Mention.
That's a clue.
It's green then. And money's green if you're American at least. No.
No, it's simply red.
Oh, I can see how that's a joke.
Thanks.
That's very good.
Technically, it's a joke.
Why does Khalees get so many presents from Santa?
I don't really know who Khalees is.
I think you'll realise now.
Yeah.
Her milk and cookies brings all the toys to the yard.
Oh, nice.
Yes, there you go.
Nice.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Okay. If somebody gave you clippers for Christmas, what would you use them for?
I cannot imagine.
You would use them for Ed Sheeran. Sheeran your Ed.
Ah,
Thank you.
I'm enjoying that immensely.
Good.
What are Santa's favourite Billy Ocean songs? Let me tell you.
Get out. Okay.
Oh, go on. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, get out of my dreams and get into my sleigh.
There you go. That's one of them.
Oh, great.
And when the snowing gets tough, the tough gets snowing.
Hey.
He also mistakenly likes Oh, What a Feeling, Prancer on the Ceiling, but that's by Lionel Richie. Silly Santa.
Silly Santa. All right. If you were at a Christmas party and Tony's glass, Peter's glass, and Mike's glass were all full, but Colin's was empty, what would you do?
Rob Peters' glass to pay... No, I don't know.
No, you would fill Colin's.
Oh, that is so good.
Thank you.
That is very, very good.
I'm quite proud of that one.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, Santa was looking everywhere for his reindeer, and he was about to give up when his dog said, roof, 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 because they were on the roof.
Because that's good.
And that joke inspired the hit song by the Baja Humbug Men. So, there you go.
Yeah, you pushed it too far there. You should have quit. All right. Christmas celebrates the birth of what Australian/English singing group?
The
Baby Jesus.
Oh, Baby Jesus. Yes.
Yes.
Rick Astley likes to give people almost any of the Pixar movies on DVD, but he's never going to give you Up. That's not really a question. That's just a joke.
Took me by surprise. If you accidentally broke George's Christmas present, what would you do?
You'd say, "Oh boy, George, I'm sorry."
Close. I said you would buy George a new one.
No.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I carry a big stone with me to throw at people who start playing Christmas songs in November. It's my Jingle Bell Rock.
I like that one.
Also not a question. Not a riddle.
They don't have to be questions.
No.
This is actually my last one, I'm afraid.
Oh dear.
Yeah, but feel free to carry on afterwards.
I was hoping you were building slowly to something really good.
I think I went off too early. You might like this one. Which flamboyant rock singer did the three wise men give to baby Jesus?
No, I don't know.
Freddie Mercury.
Oh. Okay. A wind turbine asked another wind turbine what sort of music they should play this Christmas.
Oh.
And the other wind turbine said, well, I'm kind of a big metal fan. So there you go.
Nice.
How do you wake up Lady Gaga on Christmas morning? Poker face.
Okay.
Sorry, you wanted to have a go then.
I thought I was going to say you could throw her in the shallow.
Oh, the shalalalalalalo.
Yes, that's the one.
Gosh, that's an annoying song. Bonnie Tyler gave Santa a GPS sat-nav to use on his sleigh, but it kept telling him to turn around, and every now and then it falls apart. Okay, now this next joke is written by Google's Bard AI.
Oh, hello.
Credit there. What did Mariah Carey say when Santa gifted her some undeveloped property? She said, I don't want a lot for Christmas.
Oh, that's actually quite good.
You don't think it's a very Bard joke? Sorry.
You should be barred from using it. Hey.
Okay, well, finally, knock knock.
Who's there?
Drug dealer.
Drug dealer who?
Merry crystal meth to you all.
Hey!
Well, those were all fantastic jokes that have really ushered in the Christmas spirit. But now it's time to bring on the bar humbug, because episode 27 is this.
Boom.
All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey, 1994. Written by Mariah Carey and Walter Afanasieff. Mariah Carey, as you mentioned, MC,
yes.
Same initials as Merry Christmas.
Yes.
There you go.
Also, Queen of Christmas, not trademark.
Well, yes, that's right. If the war over saying Merry Christmas is still going, if people are still saying it's insensitive to non-Christians, then maybe we should try have a Mariah Carey and a Happy New Year. Who could have a problem with that?
Who would have a problem with hanging a giant Mariah Carey in their house?
Yeah. Did you have a Mariah Carey with the family last year, Dave?
Yes, I had a very Mariah Carey. Thank you very much.
Yes. We mounted a huge Mariah Carey over here, and everyone thoroughly enjoyed themselves.
Ah, yes. And at the end of the Mariah Carey season, we would take our giant Mariah Carey out into the yard and set fire to her.
This is like something from The Wicker Man. Very nice.
Yes. Yeah.
We were thinking of even, we might start doing Mariah Carey in July, like some people do.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, we could just maybe tweak the audio to some of the classic Christmas movies, like It's a Wonderful Life, and we could have Jimmy Stewart running down the street yelling,
Yay! Hello, Bedford Falls! Mariah Carey! Movie house! Mariah Carey! Emporium! Mariah Carey! You wonderful! Building alone!
Nice.
Yeah, there just might be a problem saying have a Mariah Carey, which could be insensitive to those who worship Whitney Houston. So we might have to have another war over that a bit later on.
Yes. Have a Mariah Carey and a Harry Connick Jr.
Yes. Okay.
He's quite Christmassy.
He is.
Yeah.
Not as much as Michael Bauble.
No.
Baubley.
That's true.
Yes. But now we should get to the lyrics.
Hooray!
Hooray!
I don't want a lot
I don't want a lot for
for Christmas.
Christmas, Mariah sings, along with I won't ask for much this Christmas. So humble. doesn't want to ask for much. She just wants you, dear listener. I just want you for my own, she sings. So she clearly wants to possess you. And I was thinking, well, what's that worth? And luckily, we have government bodies that put a figure on these things. Here in Australia, the last data I could find is from 2021, when a guidance note was put out by the Department of Prime Minister and Cabinet, and it set the value of each average Australian at $5.1 million. Sounds like a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can look it up. It's called VSL, the Value of Statistical Life, and each country's government has their own value set.
This isn't very funny, but I find it quite interesting, is it?
Yeah, well.
This is like their productivity over their lifetime or something.
It's got a number of things that make it up. Part of it is insurance. Part of it goes towards policy and how much tax dollars are people willing to spend so that we can reduce the death toll on something by using a policy solution that might cost, extra safety requirements or something. And that gets worked out as to what basically the population thinks an individual of their population is worth. Yeah, it is quite interesting.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
But it doesn't sound like she doesn't want a lot for Christmas. It sounds like she wants $5 million or
exactly.
Equivalent of.
Yeah, well, and the $5 million, that's for your whole life.
Sure.
But Mariah only wants you now for Christmas and, however long after that going forward. She doesn't need your past, your childhood. So not the whole $5 million. Yeah.
Well, I guess it depends who she's talking to and how old they are.
Yeah. Could be someone like Anna Nicole Smith's final husband who didn't have many years left on the clock.
And will she be physically, like possessing you physically, like keeping you in her basement or exerting some kind of control over you? Or
well, there's a lot of questions that it does raise, yes.
Will she be extracting revenue from you?
Yep, well, these are all valid questions.
They are.
Yep. So we were at, the $5 million is not for your whole life, but helpfully, the government has also set a value of your life per year, which is $222,000 per year, which is $2,021, and it goes up each year with inflation. And I've been inflating in recent years too, so that's probably fair.
Hey.
So all Mariah is asking is just for you from now and going forward. But if you won't give her that, she might accept the cash equivalent of $222,000 per year for the rest of your life. That is no small wish, Mariah. How dare you?
No.
How dare you suggest this is some humble wish or request?
Well, exactly. So she doesn't care about the presents under the Christmas tree. Is that a little ungrateful?
Yes. Yeah. Because
somebody's already gone to the trouble and expense of buying a bunch of presents.
Yeah.
I think it's fine to say, well, I don't want much for Christmas. It's quite anti-materialistic. And I applaud that kind of anti-materialistic sentiment, getting back to the sort of basics of Christmas, less consumerist, et cetera, et cetera. Also, it's cheaper. But if somebody's already bought Mariah a bunch of presents, I think that's rude and ungrateful. And if I was her sugar daddy, I'd be a bit pissed off.
Right. This is a bit of a fantasy of yours, is it, to be Mariah's sugar daddy?
Well, no. Plus, I think she's a bit older than me anyway, isn't she? So it's a bit hard to be somebody's sugar daddy when they're older than you.
Yes, that's right.
I was thinking more of who she was married to at the time.
Yeah. Sure. I mean, she was only 25 when this song came out. So, yeah, it's not bad. But yeah, presents under the tree, they're not just for you, Mariah. You're supposed to leave presents there for other people too.
Well, she doesn't care about that.
No, apparently. But yeah, at the one moment she's understating the value of her own Christmas wish, she's ignoring her Christmas responsibility to family and friends.
Yeah.
Appalling.
Yes. Shocking.
Also, back on this value of a statistical life, if you don't want to pay the cash value, $222,000 as an Australian, you could buy her a Turkish or Russian person for an absolute bargain price. Russians start at $40,000 US in some indexes, apparently. Yeah, they haven't published exactly what their people are worth, but people have made some guesses.
So that's a guess at what the Russian government thinks their own people are worth,
Yeah.
or what, say, the United States government thinks a Russian person is worth.
No, I think that this is what, let's say, independent people have sort of worked out. But not just Russians. Turkish people are also a bit of a bargain too. But you should definitely shop around.
Yeah.
But if you do give her...
Because you want to get your Christmas turkey early.
Yeah, that's right, yes. Yeah, and if you do get Mariah a Turk or a Russian, you should know that Mariah's going to know as well. And you'll see that look on her face behind the smile that says, "Oh, you got me the discount store brand person. Thanks."
But does she want a different person every year for Christmas?
Well, I don't necessarily think that it's a different person. It could be the same person. Can you re-gift yourself to her every year? That's an interesting question, perhaps.
Well, I'm just thinking she's re-released this song several times.
That's true.
Does she want an extra person every time she re-releases a new version or a new remix?
So she's like saying, asterisk, previous applicants need not apply.
Well, maybe, yes.
Mm.
As you say, it's only X amount of dollars per year, $200,000 per year, but she doesn't say, all I want is to use you for a year or to rent you for a year. She actually wants you. So I think that's full-time possession of the person. That's $5 million right there.
Yeah, or almost, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's no small wish.
No, absolutely not.
She does repeat "All I Want for Christmas Is You" several times throughout the song. And towards the end of the song, she sings, "What more can I do? All I want for Christmas is you." And as far as I can see, she hasn't done anything in the song apart from stand around wishing things for herself.
That's true.
She could try doing something nice for someone else to make them want her in return.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. All I want for Christmas is world peace.
Yes, well, that's a nice sentiment that might make someone want her back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you started to point out earlier, but it is kind of unclear what Mariah wants you for exactly.
Well,
The word love does not appear in this song. She sings, "I just want you for my own." But for what purpose?
yeah.
She restates the wish a number of times. It sounds like she's got a real hunger for you, dear listener. Does she want you for Christmas instead of turkey? Has she got a taste for human flesh? But later she does sing, "I just want you here tonight, holding on to me so tight." So that suggests she wants you alive to be able to hug her, unless she has saved your skin and made a skin jacket that she can sort of wrap tightly around herself. And
Well, it does seem to get quite cold where she lives. So
going by
a human flesh jacket would be quite thoughtful, yeah.
going by the video clips, yeah.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
Of which there are several.
Yes.
Do you consider all of them canon, or?
Well, I was going to get onto the video later, but the main ones that I had looked at were the original Frolicking in the Snow one and
the sort of home movie looking
Yes.
16mm film type
yes,
silent camera. Yep.
yes, and the one with Justin Bieber
Oh my lord!
where she's singing about how she doesn't want much for Christmas. All I want is you, and he seems to be spending the whole video buying Nintendo DSs for his friends.
Well, he knows what he wants.
Yeah.
And Mariah does too. And yeah, in that clip, Mariah is repeatedly sort of planting her hands against the wall and pushing her buttocks out towards the camera a lot. I noticed that was a recurring motif.
Well, yes, I wasn't quite sure what she was meant to be in that video because she doesn't really interact with him at all. Was she like a shop dummy? Is she the spirit of Christmas? What is she?
Yeah, I don't know. I only watched it once. I couldn't bear to watch it a second time.
Yeah. Well, since we're talking about the video, I did have a few comments about the OG Canon video.
Oh, yeah.
Frolicking in the Snow. In movies and TVs, right, you often see if there's a man, he could be stricken with grief or remorse or regret because either his wife or girlfriend's dead and you can't move on, or the relationship has ended and she hates his guts because he's too obsessed with his job of being a brilliant but hard-nosed detective or an astronaut or whatever. And when he's alone, he spends all his spare time watching grainy but professionally shot and edited home movies. Or if not watching movies, having flashbacks and memories that look like professionally shot home movies.
Yeah, or maybe the wedding videos. Look back at the wedding videos.
Well, that kind of, yeah. And they're always the woman is looking flirtatiously at the camera. She's smiling, she's beckoning, she's laughing, frolicking, rolling around on a bed. Generally speaking, looking straight into the camera lens instead of looking at the person who is presumably doing the filming, which I would have thought you would do if you weren't preemptively filming this to make a memory for later. Anyway, this video reminds me of that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's almost like maybe her husband was preemptively videoing this in case she left him or died and he needed something to look at when he was feeling miserable.
And interestingly, I do remember reading that the man in the Santa suit in that first video was studio executive Tommy Mottola, who she married.
Indeed.
As first husband.
Yes.
Didn't work out in the end, sadly.
No.
Oh, well, never mind. I quite enjoyed the big musical video clip. That I think is the third of the music videos. The one that's got a huge production with like 50 dancers, and Mariah's like a store dummy that comes alive.
Oh, yes.
And there's a little girl with her parents.
Yes, there's that one. That was quite good, yes.
And the little girl has a black mother and a white father, just like Mariah's got an Irish mother and an African-American father. So, maybe is that supposed to be a little version of Mariah herself?
I kind of thought that was the case. So there was that one. There's like a black and white girl group one.
Oh. Which
I think was also released for the original one. There's a behind the scenes one of the video with the little girl. There was a special anniversary release of the original Frolicking in the Snow one with previously unseen footage.
Yes.
There were videos from TV Christmas specials, which I think was also one of the versions that got re-released as a song. It's endless. It's endless.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then she wrote a children's book that was also then made into a 3D animated sort of Pixar style movie.
Yes.
But it was not about loving a person. It was about a little girl and loving a puppy dog and wanting a puppy dog that she saw in the window. Yeah, it sounds delightful.
Oh.
Delightful.
Oh.
Yeah.
And is that all she wanted for Christmas was the puppy dog?
Yeah.
I think
that's the idea.
That's an irresponsible message.
Because they're not just for Christmas?
Yep.
Puppies?
Yep.
Right.
Strike against Mariah there. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the saying goes, a puppy isn't just for Christmas, but a puppy can be for Christmas, so long as, you don't want to give it away straight after Christmas. Give it away now.
Sure.
Mariah also repeatedly sings, "All I Want for Christmas Is You, Baby." So could this all be a desperate wish from someone that has struggled with fertility, I was thinking?
Yes.
After all, it wasn't for another 17 years that Mariah gave birth to twins. And having twins is often the result of fertility treatments. They sort of over-egg things a bit.
Hey.
But it often happens that when the thing finally does work, you get, multiple births.
That is true. I did know that, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So do you think she was actually singing it to her frozen embryos?
Well, no, I think she was singing it to Santa because she does sing Santa, won't you please bring my baby to me? So...
oh, yes, maybe it's Santa's artificial insemination clinic. I don't know.
Sure, that's what the elf factory gets up to.
That's right, yes.
In the off-season. Yes.
Lots of micro-injecting eggs.
Sure. So there was a twin boy and a girl called Moroccan.
Luke and Leia?
No, Moroccan and Monroe.
Wow.
I'm not sure which name goes with which gender. But yeah, anyway, there could have been some vexing fertility issues at the time of the song.
Possibly.
Yeah, and she sings, Santa, won't you please bring my baby to me? So yeah, possibly some confusion there because Santa doesn't bring babies. It's more of a stalk thing.
Yeah, but look, I'm sure they work together.
Oh, they probably know each other. Yeah.
Yeah, and the Easter Bunny and the Tooth Fairy, they're all,
supernatural celebrities in their own way. hang out.
At the very least, they've got a WhatsApp group, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And they're all on OnlyFans.
Ugh.
But yeah, if Santa's elves had to pack babies, they'd need to remember to put air holes in the wrapping paper and also in Santa's sack. So it does start to get complicated.
That's true. Yes.
And nobody wants to talk about babies coming from Santa's sack. It's ripe with distasteful innuendo.
Yes. Plus, they'd be all covered in soot once he shoved them down the chimney.
Yeah, it's not a very healthy environment for a child.
No.
Going from sack to chimney.
So if we get back to the idea she's singing to like another adult human that
Right.
she is in love with, there's a line, I just want you for my own. More than you could ever know. And I just wondered whether she's singing to somebody who isn't actually even aware of her feelings.
Oh.
So it's more of an unrequited love.
Yeah.
And there's another line. She's just going to keep on waiting underneath the mistletoe.
Yes.
Like she's sitting there or standing there forlorn.
Yeah.
It's a tragic image of poor, shy young Mariah at a Christmas party. She's looking longingly at a boy or possibly a middle-aged man across the room.
Mm-hmm.
She's secretly in love with him, too afraid to let him know about her feelings, hoping that he will notice her and come and find her, waiting to be kissed under the mistletoe.
Yeah, that's the sort of classic
Yeah.
thing she's going for there. Yeah.
Yes, and I won't ask for much for Christmas. She's kind of making a bargain. She's bargaining with God, the devil, the universe, probably Santa, I would say.
Mm-hmm. She's sort of really talking herself down up to this point, though. But yeah.
Well, yeah, look, Sandra, I'm not going to ask for much for Christmas. I'm not even going to wish for snow. Santa doesn't actually bring snow. I'm not aware that Santa can...
Not in the snow business.
Well, he doesn't influence the weather as far as I'm aware, but, you know.
That's a good point.
But if I don't ask for much, and presumably if I've been a good girl...
Sure.
Can you please force this boy/man to notice me and fall in love with me?
Yeah, so more than you could ever know. So either he's completely unaware or she has such amazing depths of feeling. He can't even understand how deep is her love, as the Bee Gees might have said.
Indeed.
Maybe she loves someone really superficial, and that's why it's more than you could ever know.
Yes, well, he's...
Some pretty boy who's just...
living in a world of fools, bringing us down. Those are the words, aren't they? To
Yeah, that's right, yes. Bee Gees' wisdom.
Yeah.
I was thinking another possibility is that this song is like part of a revenge saga.
Ooh.
Like she may be singing to someone who's done her wrong.
Yep.
And she wants this person delivered like a present for Christmas so she can torture and maybe kill them. And like in the movie version, she could be snarling down the phone line, "If you had let my daughter go, that would have been the end of it. But no. Now I have a certain set of skills, and all I want for Christmas is you."
Yes. She
Pretty chilling.
wants to own them.
Yeah, well, yes, you can own someone in several senses.
Indeed.
And even the line about... I just want you here tonight holding on to me so tight. She could just be picturing this enemy on his knees, groveling and hugging her ankles as he looks up and begs for his life. Although she does refer to him as baby. And it's unusual to refer to your enemy as baby.
Yeah, but what if he's sort of groveling on the floor, crying like a baby, and she's just going, "You're a baby.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just going to continue to kick you in the face, you baby."
True.
Yeah.
True. That's a good angle I hadn't thought of. But I also remembered that there have been criminals like Babyface Nelson back in the 30s.
Oh, yeah.
You know, gangster type people.
Yeah.
That getaway driver called Baby from the movie Baby Driver.
Oh, yes, yes.
He was a baby.
He was a bit, well.
He was young.
Yes.
Baby John Burgess. He was very much despised.
How could you say that?
But well, I don't like game shows, so
Oh, okay.
I wasn't a fan. Babe Ruth the baseballer. He was a notorious womanizer, so Mariah could be portraying one of his exes, maybe.
Yeah, sure.
And there's a rapper called Baby Keem, and rappers can be very dangerous enemies.
Yeah.
So that's all possible. That could fit.
Sure.
Yeah. But I mean, mostly I'm troubled by the inconsistent attitude to Santa Claus in this song. We have
Santa Claus won't make me happy with a toy on Christmas Day.
Santa Claus won't make me happy with a toy on Christmas Day. And Mariah, you're 25 years old at this point. Santa's not going to bring you a toy. He's not an idiot. He'll bring you something age appropriate.
Well, that's an interesting point because I know she was 25 when the song came out. She has at some point said that she wrote the song when she was a little girl, or that's denied by Walter. I've forgotten his last name.
Oh, inoffensive.
Yes. Something like that. Anyway, he denies it.
Because he co-wrote it.
Yes, and says that she couldn't possibly be capable of doing that. I think he used the phrase she was musically challenged at some point. I don't think they've talked to each other for about 20 years. So.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
That's going to be another legal wrangle to come.
Quite possibly. But that aside, the way that it's written suggests to me that she's writing it from the point of view of somebody much younger, like a young teenage girl who's, well, let's say her flower is in bloom.
Oh.
And
yes,
she wants this boy / middle-aged man to notice her under the mistletoe. And she's trying to appear to be much more grown up. Like, well, I'm really grown up. I don't need toys. Like, I'm an adult woman now.
Gotcha.
Not a 13-year-old girl, that kind of thing.
Yeah, that rings true.
Yeah.
But, this negativity towards Santa, though, apart from, you won't make me happy with a toy on Christmas Day, she sings,
I won't make a list and send it to the North Pole for Saint Nick.
I won't make a list and send it to the North Pole for Saint Nick. So it does sound like she's pretty dubious of Santa's powers to deliver. But then, 2 verses later, she sings, Santa, won't you bring me the one I really need? So now she does turn to Santa after bad-mouthing him for several verses.
Yes.
And she comes crawling back asking for help.
That's true. It's true.
Yeah. But why ask Santa anyway, I say? At no point in this song does Mariah attempt or apparently even consider the option of praying to God that her true love might be delivered in a godly and Christian way. No. So let's call this for what it is. Wishes are really calls to the supernatural.
Uh-huh.
They're like an entry-level form of witchcraft. By doing this, by wishing to the ethers, you're opening yourself up to evil, putting your very soul at risk, blinded with your own desires. And Mariah sings, I don't care about the presents underneath the Christmas tree. Well, what if that's an evil presence under the tree? A presence that's been awakened by her heedless desires. And Santa is, of course, also supernatural in his powers. And Santa is also a very simple anagram of...
Natus.
Satan.
Oh, right.
Yes. And she also refers to him as Saint Nick. Make a list and send it to the North Pole for Saint Nick. Saint Nick, Saint Nicholas,
yes,
was born, an actual person, in the 3rd century. So the year 200 and something AD.
Yes.
And by some form of ungodly power, he lives on as Santa Claus and would now be 1800 plus years old.
Indeed.
That's very old.
Yes.
And you could certainly call him Old Nick. And for centuries, Old Nick has been a name by which one refers to the devil.
Ooh.
So Santa / Satan, Saint Nick or Old Nick, the Dark Lord is barely disguising himself. And Mariah may hardly have noticed that she has been tricked and seduced by Satan as she prays to him about her every desire, and those desires themselves may be shaped by Lucifer himself, as he transforms her to become his succubus. That's a demon that seduces men and needs their semen to survive.
You.
And there's There's trickery in Mariah singing, "All I want is you," as if this is singularly addressed to you personally, dear listener, to make you feel special. But I have to inform you that she has broadcast this message to everyone on Earth. And she is perhaps slowly making her way through every man that has ever heard this song.
Well,
Her siren call.
oh, okay. So she's traveling around the world to get to every man, because I was wondering how every man in the world was meant to send their semen to her.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, this is just one theory.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
as a succubus, she'd be making her way through demonic ways around the world, moving in mysterious ways.
Because Santa might turn up at her door with a sack full of semen and...
Oh,
Because
indeed. Yes, yes.
she probably doesn't want that.
Maybe not.
Well, she might. I don't know.
Yeah, so that's just one theory, and not to succubus shame anyone. If it's your demon body, it's your choice.
It's a valid lifestyle.
Yeah, I'm not one to judge.
No, exactly. Yeah. If you identify as a succubus, that's fine. You can live as a succubus.
Yes.
I actually had an idea that also involved St. Nicholas.
Oh, yes?
Yes. So it's a little bit convoluted. But what if the person that Mariah's singing about, sometimes she's singing about them, sometimes she's singing to them. What if this person is dead?
Ah, interesting.
So
Yes.
I mentioned before that Mariah might be trying to make a deal with Santa to bring the boy/man to her. So what if she's making a deal to bring him back from the dead?
Wow. Despite the upbeat sort of tune of the song.
Well, sure.
It could be a sad song.
I mean, I think the upbeat nature of the tune disguises a sad kind of undertone. She's lonely. She's looking for a man or boy to love her, or send semen, or come back from the dead. One of those.
Yeah, if it's a dead lover, yes.
Yeah.
She's desperately
Yeah.
wishing that Santa or Satan could resurrect them and, bring them back as an unholy undead gift.
Well, yes. Now,
Yeah.
it seemed a little bit far-fetched until I did a little bit more research about St. Nicholas.
Okay.
So as we've said, there is a connection between St. Nicholas and what we now know as Santa Claus. So he's known as the patron saint of children, among many other things.
Mm-hmm.
So there are lots of stories about how generous he was and giving gold to young women so they have a dowry to improve their chances of marrying and avoiding being sold into slavery, saving people from famine, sparing the lives of people who were innocently accused. So I said he's the patron saint of children. He's also the patron saint of mariners, bankers, pawnbrokers, scholars, orphans, labourers, travellers, merchants, judges, paupers, marriageable maidens, students, children, sailors, victims of judicial mistakes, captive, perfumers, and thieves and murderers.
That's a lot of hats to wear.
Yes.
Wow.
Now, anywho, there are two versions of a story that involve St. Nicholas bringing people back to life.
Oh, wow. That's how he became a saint. You have to perform miracles, hey?
Exactly, yes. So in one version of the story, there were 3 students of theology who were robbed and murdered by a wicked innkeeper. And then when St. Nicholas came along, somehow he knew that had happened and he was able to restore them to life by praying to God. In another version of the story, it was 3 small children who were captured and killed by an evil butcher who then chopped them up and put them in a pickling barrel.
Crikey.
Yes. So St. Nick again turns up, appeals to God, who, using his godly powers, unpickles them, reconstructs them, and brings them back to life. So
What happens to these ne'er-do-wells? Do they get any adjustments, comeuppance, or they're not even mentioned again?
not further mentioned. I assume he leaves that to the police, which is not... No, he's not the patron saint of the police, so that's out of his jurisdiction.
Right.
So in the story of this song, there are 2 characters. Let's call them at random Mariah and Tommy.
Okay.
Any resemblance to real people, purely coincidental.
Of course, of course.
Whilst frolicking in the snow, Mariah has run over Tommy with her sleigh.
Or sled. little
Or sled.
one of those little things you slide down. I'm not sure if I saw that in the video or not. Was she like sliding down hills in a little sled?
Possibly, yeah, like a toboggan type thing, yes.
Yep.
I'm not going to speculate as to whether this was deliberate or an accident.
Mm.
I think we can leave that to CSI Special Magical Elf Victims Unit. So anyway, she is racked with guilt.
Sure.
She keeps having nightmares and flashbacks to the moment it happens. So this is the bit in the song where it sings, all the lights are shining so brightly everywhere. The sound of children's laughter fills the air. Everyone is singing and I hear those sleigh bells ringing. So that's, she's gone back to that moment. The sleigh bells are ringing and it's bearing down.
She's haunted by that sound, yes.
Exactly, the sleigh bells bearing down on Tommy.
Oh dear.
Now, Christmas time, she's trying to act casual about this.
Mm-hmm.
She says, I'm just going to keep waiting underneath the mistletoe. So she's saying, where's Tommy? He must be running late. I'll just wait for him under the mistletoe. He'll turn up. So she's trying to hide it. She's guilt-ridden, bereft. She wants him back. She's making a wish. She's wishing to Santa, but she doesn't write to him at the North Pole. I won't make a list and send it to the North Pole for St. Nick because...
You don't want a paper trail.
Exactly. She can't risk putting anything in writing or one of the elves might read it and call the cops. And then, of course, she's going to have to hunt down those elves and kill them as well.
Yeah, because they could be witnesses.
Exactly. Yeah.
In the case.
Yep. So we don't want that.
Yikes. So
yeah,
knowing that she's accidentally or otherwise killed Tommy, she's pretending like nothing's happened, going forward with all the Christmas traditional type stuff, standing around under mistletoes and such things.
Yes.
Like she's fully expecting him to walk through the door at any moment.
Well, maybe he will because she's made this wish to Santa. She's made, like we were talking about before, she's made a deal with Santa. She says she won't ask for much at Christmas, so that's not really true. Reanimating the broken corpse of your lover is a reasonably big ask.
Yes. And she's also asking, keep me out of jail, Santa.
Well, yes.
There's a whole future that she's trying to get out of for herself. It's not even like she really wants him back. It's just she doesn't want all the consequences of her foolish accident and cover-up.
Well, even if it was deliberate, maybe it was just a spur-of-the-moment thing. You know, she was angry with him for chucking a snowball in her face, I don't know, ran him over and then instantly regretted it.
Sure.
I won't even wish for snow.
Now, she says she won't wish for snow. Now, on the one hand, I would have thought that's not a good idea because
could cover the body.
Wishing for exactly, and also it would delay the police, and they would take longer to find evidence and give more time for Santa to magically reanimate.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who knows how long that takes?
Well, exactly. Now, then she goes on and says, I just want to see my baby standing right outside my door. She needs to be very careful what she's wishing for here.
Yeah. It could be like a reanimated sort of zombie-like person just standing and going,
exactly,
brains.
Well, exactly. And we talked about the Bee Gees being vampires. And in that episode, we explored all sorts of soulless beings, including beings who are brought back from the dead. So he could be demonic or evil in some way, as you say, zombified, wants her brains. I guess we can't be sure about that because I don't really know whether being resurrected by some kind of festive character loosely based on a real 3rd century bishop changes things. Possibly if your corpse is reanimated by a Christian saint or a derivative of that, you might get to keep your soul.
Oh, yeah. Could come into play.
Yeah, yeah.
Some of the godliness could rub off, as it were.
Could be, could be.
That's there's certainly a lot of possibilities here.
Yes.
There's no denying that. Although some people will just say, this song's just about Christmas. You know, maybe, I guess, could be.
All right, sheeple.
Yeah.
Do your own research.
Yeah. If you don't want to come through the looking glass, you just stay there in your comfortable stagnation.
Taking the red and or blue, whichever coloured pill you take.
Yeah, I always get those pills confused.
Yes, it's a problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
You just have to give your pharmacist the red and blue pills to put in a Webster pack for you so you make sure you take the right ones.
That's right. I won't even stay awake to hear those magic reindeer click. I'm not sure about that line. So when a whole sleigh team of reindeer land on your roof, that's 8 reindeer, that's a total of 32 individual hooves.
Correct.
Sort of skittering across the roof tiles, but all you apparently might hear is click.
Well, it might be several clicks. In my mind, I'm thinking of the reindeer doing a dance number.
Oh, okay, like little
So
tap
it's like
shoes.
they're hooves. Yeah. Or even just, clicking.
Yeah. Oh, with their fingers doing sort of jazz.
Yes, which I'm trying to do here, but you can't hear
I
it.
can sort of hear it. Yeah. You're either clicking your fingers or masturbating, one or the other.
They're quite similar.
Yeah, but I guess that's also why they're magic reindeer. I guess maybe they can magically suppress their hoof noise, or they could be wearing those little booties like Japanese people seem to make their dogs wear. But anyway, yeah, somehow there's still a click or some clicks to be heard.
Yeah.
Which might be just one of the reindeer that's a bit arthritic in the joints or has extra calcium deposits. Or perhaps even one reindeer is cocking a pistol that goes click. We just don't know.
Yeah, we'd be sleeping with one eye open, waiting for that to happen.
Anyway, yeah, it's just an odd line.
Yeah.
I mean, it rhymes with Saint Nick. I won't even stay awake to hear those magic reindeer click.
Click. Yeah, well, she tried.
There you go. Mariah's focus on you, the listener, her obsession with you is quite unhealthy, I thought.
There is just one thing I need.
There is just one thing I need, and apparently it's you, dear listener. But we need to remind Mariah, before it's too late, that there is a whole hierarchy of needs, famously published by American psychologist Abraham Maslow in his 1943 paper, A Theory of Human Motivation. Maslow's hierarchy of needs describes how an individual's most basic needs must be met before they can normally be motivated to achieve needs of higher levels. So physiological needs come first, with your food and shelter.
Sure.
Then the next level is safety. You can't really acquire any other needs if you're about to be eaten by a bear. Got to be safe. And it's only now at this level 3 do we come to the need for love and belonging, which in this case is Mariah's need for you to become one of her belongings.
Mm-hmm.
By putting this need for you first, while it might seem a very romantic notion, Mariah is really working against herself, I think, because A, it's unlikely that she'll live long enough to have you, and B, if she does, you'll be confronted by an emaciated, filthy creature, no hygiene or other self-care, and you may well not want anything to do with Mariah in return. So it's all kind of been for naught.
Well, it's a bit like the Beatles, all you need is love, isn't it?
That's true.
Yes, well, all you need is love and
Same thing.
water, food, oxygen, shelter.
Yeah, basic health, bit of exercise.
Yeah.
Read a good book every now and then.
Yeah.
Call your mother once a week, at least.
Sure. Well, but you don't need to do that. It's a good thing to do.
Yes, that's more of a level 3 thing. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
We can go on to other theories from the internet.
Well, yes. Now, before we get on to that, I deliberately didn't look up any internet theories because I thought maybe I could try and predict a couple.
Oh, okay. Go on.
Okay.
Have a go.
First one. It's about Jesus.
I haven't seen that one.
Really? Oh, okay.
So this is your theory.
This is my theory that what would be an internet theory would be.
Right.
Mariah is rejecting the commercialized capitalist version of Christmas, including Santa Claus and its shallow traditions of consumption and greed, trying to get back to the true meaning of Christmas. So the you in this song
Is Jesus.
is Jesus. All she wants is Jesus and a quiet day of contemplation and prayer.
Oh, my Lord. Literally. Yeah, that's...
Yeah.
I'm surprised I didn't see anything along those lines.
Yeah.
What is wrong with Christians that they aren't thinking this sort of thing through and espousing it on the internet? Share it. Share the good word.
I think the big Santa industry has got to Christianity.
Boy.
All right. The other one that I had was it's about drugs.
Yes.
So the you in the song is a drug. Santa is her code name for her dealer.
Of course.
She won't ask for snow, meaning she doesn't want to buy cocaine.
Yes.
Yes. It's not clear what she really wants, but I did actually find a PDF document with a massive list of words for all the different drugs. And baby is a code name for marijuana.
Oh.
Also, baby slits is a code name for MDMA. Cocaine is also known as baby powder.
Oh, yeah.
Crack is baby tea. So maybe she wants any of those.
Did you say baby slits before?
Baby slits.
S-L-I-T-S?
That's what it says here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds nasty.
It does. Mm.
Okay.
So that one did turn up?
No.
Oh,
Basically, it was a very poor crop. Most people seem to think it's just about Christmas and, loving someone. The one that did jump out at me, though, was one person who said they read an article where Mariah explains the song is actually about septicemia. But I could not find reference to that, and I really can't see how that fits unless the song is written from the point of view of the blood disease.
yes. Or the U in the song is really strong antibiotics.
Well, yes.
All I want for Christmas is medical treatment.
Yeah. Or if you're the blood disease, all I want for Christmas is the rest of your body and the rest of your life. All I want is you.
Yeah.
Yes. Pretty threatening. So that's really all there is in terms of other theories.
I'm disappointed in the internet.
Well, yes.
And not for the first time.
Similarly, misheard lyrics in this song, there's not too much to go for. There's someone who thought they heard, I don't want a yacht for Christmas instead of a lot for Christmas. That's, I guess I could hear that, yeah.
She's probably just being realistic.
Yeah, even that does sound more humble than asking for $222,000 every year.
That is true, yes. I did see one that was, I don't want your snot for Christmas at the other end of the scale.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Just one other further misheard lyric. I just want to see my baby staring right outside my door. Staring instead of standing, which is quite eerie. Not the sort of romantic picture you want.
She's wishing for a stalker.
And rather than ring the doorbell, just want you to be staring in from outside and just waiting in the darkness. Yes. On to notable trivia now. So the huge popularity of this song, at Christmas time anyway, led to several publications naming Mariah the Queen of Christmas. And Mariah is quoted initially renouncing that title.
First of all, may I say, I never called myself the Queen of Christmas. Can we please be clear on that? And not to get super religious, but I was like, I think like if anybody would be the Queen of Christmas, that would be Mary. And then
saying that, to me, Mother Mary is the Queen of Christmas. Like a good gospel singing girl that she once was, I believe. But then in 2021, she attempted to trademark the phrase Queen of Christmas TM, which received backlash from some other singers. And in 2022, the Trademark Trial and Appeal Board rejected Mariah's application. That's where that ended up. An English farmer named Angus Wilkopolsky, he might only be recently English, perhaps. This farmer discovered that goats produce more milk listening to this tune than any other song.
Well.
Yes. The discovery was made at St. Helens Farm near York, where staff listened to music while they milk, and they found that the goats produced up to half a pint more when Mariah's famous Christmas track was played.
So do they now listen to it all year round?
Presumably. Poor bastards.
Wonder if the effect wears off, though.
Yeah. We need more science.
I mean, it's hard to believe, but it's possible you might get sick of hearing the song.
Yes, and this song is the subject of a copyright lawsuit first filed last year in 2022, as a song with the same name was written 5 years earlier than this one, called All I Want for Christmas Is You by Vince Vance and the Valiants.
'Cause all I want for Christmas is you.
Yeah, Vince Vance, it appeared to me to be like a creation, something akin to Pee Wee Herman, from what I saw of him in the music video. Did you see that?
With the hair all stuck up in the air.
Yeah, strange little character with enormous hair, high hair.
Yeah.
But the song itself sounds very different, and the lyrics mostly very different as well.
Well, indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing that I could really see they had in common was the title, and obviously using the title as the end part of the chorus or verse.
Sure.
And the kind of general vibe of the subject matter But once you've got the title, that's pretty much what it's going to sound like, right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. The other thing that was odd is that when these kind of cases come up, usually like the person bringing the case has written this song and it's an extremely obscure song that nobody's ever heard of. And then that they have some reason why the person who wrote the song would have heard of their obscure song that was on a demo tape or something.
Yeah. But this one does have like a music video and everything. So,
and it's been covered by Kelly Clarkson.
Oh, yeah.
And I think I was aware of this song. It's it's not one of the big Christmas songs, but it's a Christmas song.
Yeah.
So
I mean, because it's in a whole other genre of semi-country, really, isn't it?
Well, yes. Yeah. And I read on another website that the Vince Vance song is suspiciously similar to another song.
Yeah, well, this is where I also read there's actually 177 different copyrighted songs with the same title.
Oh, really?
Which is a lot. That's a lot of songs.
Yes.
And dozens of them were written before both of these.
Yeah.
So it does seem like it could be a long shot, this case.
Yeah. I would think writing a song, All I Want for Christmas Is You, it's kind of obvious-ish as a topic if you want to have a kind of lovelorn Christmas song.
Yeah, but in detail, Andy Stone, who plays the Vince Vance character, in detail he's claimed Mariah's All I Want for Christmas Is You copies his song's compositional structure of an extended comparison between a loved one and trappings of seasonal luxury, as well as other lyrical and musical elements. And he would like $20 million in damages, please.
Well, I mean, I don't want to prejudice any upcoming court cases, but again, once you've got the title, that's pretty much what the song is going to be about, right?
Yeah, if anyone's in the jury for this, I'd like to just say, stop listening to this podcast right now.
Yeah.
You shouldn't.
Probably 2 or 3 minutes ago.
Yeah, even better.
Yeah.
2 or 3 minutes ago, stop.
Yeah.
Okay, we covered.
Yeah, good. Excellent.
We don't want to be held in contempt of court. Yeah. Yes, and so 177 different copyrighted songs, and I believe there's now another one, song number 178, entitled All I Want for Christmas Is You. Is that right, Dave?
That is correct. So there is another star in the heavens tonight.
Yes.
So look, I've actually elected to call this All I Want for Christmas Is You because this is another song written in collaboration with ChatGPT.
Yes, our old friend and collaborator, ChatGPT.
Yes. Look, I felt that the last attempt at recording a song written by artificial intelligence was, I think, unfairly overshadowed by the Beatles and Giles Martin's use of artificial intelligence.
Oh, yeah.
So that Paul and Ringo could sing along with John Lennon. So I've recorded this Christmas song in an attempt to reclaim the narrative. After all, what Giles did really was just isolate the singing from an old cassette, whereas what we're doing here is creating whole new songs and gifting them to the world.
Indeed.
Yeah.
That's very Christmassy. And with all the might and calculation of artificial intelligence behind it, I'm going to say it. This is the ultimate Christmas song, and I name thee, Dave, Queen of Christmas.
Well, thank you, TM. Thank you.
Now hit it, bitch.
Okay.
Snow's falling down, the night is bright. Streetlights twinkle in the cold moonlight. Presents under the tree, ribbons and bows. But all I'm wanting, nobody knows. All I want for Christmas is you, beyond the gifts and the carols too. Your laughter and smile, your hand in mine. In this holiday time, you're my only sign. Mistletoe hung, a silent glow, streets alive with the season's hello. Eggnog sweet, but it's you I miss in this joyful time. Your absence a wish. All I want for Christmas is you, beyond the gifts and the carols too. Your laughter and smile, your hand in mine. In this holiday time, you're my only sign. Snowflakes whisper a lonely plea, hoping that you Christmas is you. Beyond the gifts and the carols too. Your laughter and smile, your hand in mine. In this holiday time, you're my only sign. All I want for Christmas is you. Beyond the gifts and the carols too. Your laughter and smile, your hand in mine. In this holiday time, you're my only sign. All I want for Christmas is you. All I want for Christmas is you. All I want for Christmas is you. All I want for Christmas is you.
Well, thanks, Dave. Thanks, everyone. And I'll just finish by saying, Happy Christmas, Kyoko. Happy Christmas, Julian. Leave us a voicemail at speakpipe.com/lyrics. See you next year.
Mariah Carey's Miss Everybody.
Delightful.
Lyrics of the Lost.